Worksite is a central repository and an access point for all the content in an organisation. It allows the management, sharing and collaboration around all of this content inherently within the system. We work in tandem with existing day-to-day activities that the business users will be doing, working with emails, documents, spreadsheets or any other content type. So when we talk about a document management system, when we refer to documents, we're talking about things like Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, PDF files, and of course importantly emails as well, because a lot of the content and the information and the advice that we're giving on a day-to-day basis might be stored inside our emails. So it's important for us to store, manage and share that information easily and efficiently. We also integrate with other systems to make sure that the use of the DMS is as efficient and as easy as possible from a user's perspective. So the main access point for the Worksite DMS is through the Outlook window, and we expose each user's view into the DMS by adding a tree to the existing Outlook window. So you'll see here we have our file site tree, and these are all of the document management folders that a user has access to start taking action on documents stored in the DMS. Some examples here are our recent document work list, and you can see here we have a list of the last 40 odd documents that I've worked on. Another example might be our checked out documents. So these are the documents I currently have checked out to myself. My favourites, so these might be folders or documents that I access regularly. And finally we have the concept of my matters, which is my personal list of matters that I have subscribed to. And the way that we represent matters in document management system is by using a workspace to represent a matter, or we may use it to represent a case or a client or a project or a job, depending on what kind of work the particular organisation is dealing with. So each matter in this case is represented by what we call a workspace, and that's this little orange icon here. And you can see if we expand the workspace, we have a number of folders or other structures where we can store, for example, emails, or here we have other documents to do with this particular matter stored in this matter workspace. What's probably important at this point is to note that this particular user has subscribed to, for example, 3 or 4 different matter workspaces, okay? And we can also segregate or categorize, as we call it, the workspace shortcuts using these category folders, okay? And this truly is a personal view into the document management system. So every user can have their different My Matters list depending on which matters they might be working on, and we can automatically populate this list using information from a practice management system or an OIA system to automatically find out who is working on which matters and put shortcuts to those matters into their My Matters list. So browsing through My Matters, you'll notice we can look at lists of documents in various folders in a very similar fashion to the way my computer works. And we can browse through, we can right click and look at the properties of a document, and you'll notice here that every document has what we call a document profile, okay? So all documents that are stored in the system have a whole lot of metadata and security applied to the document. So an example here, this document has the client code, the matter code, the practice, the partner in charge, so on and so forth. And you'll also notice that it's set to private, and we might have a list of people who have been given access to this particular document. Now metadata and security is important because we can use it to categorize, filter search results, and we can also use it to go back and find these documents in the future if we're down the track and we need to find a particular document type, or all documents to do with a particular client. Once we've found the document we want to access, it's very easy to just double click and the document will open in Microsoft Word. And from here we can just continue typing. And you'll notice that the document has in its document header the document ID, which is a unique number that we give to every single document that's saved in the system, and the version as well. So this is version 1 of this particular document. Okay. So once we've made some changes, we have the concept of document versioning. So I might like to save this document as a new version, so version 2. And so that any changes that are made in each iteration of this document, we can always go back and recover the changes or the state of the document at a previous time. If I select File, Save As, you'll notice we get the new version or new document option, so I'm going to select New Version. We can change the title and hit the Save button. And you'll notice now that this document has incremented up to version 2, so 631 version 2. I'll close that down, just go back to Outlook, and you'll notice this document now is 631 on version 2. Okay. So, the other thing we can do perhaps is create a new Word document. Very simple, same style, same fashion that we create documents normally, but when I hit the Save button, you'll notice that we get the document management save as screen instead of our normal Windows Explorer screen. Okay, and it's defaulted back to the last place I saved, which is always handy, but we can always use all of those same folders that we saw in Outlook. So for example, My Matters, and I can browse through to this matter that I've been working on and save the document in the due diligence folder. I can select a document type, so it's easy for us to find these in the future, and hit the Save button. And you'll notice now this document has been assigned a document ID 633, so the document is now saved in Worksite. It has had all of the metadata and security to do with that particular matter applied to it. Okay, so we can now easily search for, secure, share, or copy or continue to work on this document from the document management system. So I'll just close this down, head back to Outlook. You'll notice I've got this new document is sitting in my due diligence folder. And if we have a look at the properties, you'll see that it's inherited the client code, the matter code, the practice, and all of the security has been inherited from the workspace that we just saved it in. So without the user having to go and pick any additional information, metadata values, or add users to the security list, all of that has been inherited automatically and applied to the document just by selecting the correct place in the document management system. Once the documents have been stored in Worksite, we're able to perform a number of document management features against those documents. So here's some examples. We can view a document in our quick view pane. You'll notice here that without opening the document, we've been able to actually view it, so we don't necessarily need to have the correct application installed on our PC. It's very handy sometimes for saving costs for deploying, say, Acrobat or Visio or Microsoft Project, amongst many other applications that we can view. We can have a look at the versions of the document that exist, and at any time we can go back to those versions. And quite importantly, we create a history trail for all of the activities that occur against this document during its life cycle. So for example, we can see that a particular user has viewed the document at a particular time and date, or it's been checked out, checked in, or perhaps it's been emailed or printed or copied or saved as a new version. So all of these very useful document management features can be accessed from the Outlook view of the document management system.